English soccer chief resigns after offensive public remarks on race and gender. This guy is screwed. He's so screwed. He said some silly things. The head of English soccer national governing body has stepped down after he made comments offensive to many black people, women, members of the LGBTQ community during a single appearance before a parliamentary committee. So this guy just destroyed himself on this online meeting, ending him, and they're going to keep coming after him. And the big mistake is he apologized, because when you apologize, what happens is the woke left will just, like a dog, when they know you're scared, they're going to destroy you and attack you, and it's bad. During a car crash online appearance before lawmakers from a digital, cultural, media, and sports parliamentary committee on Tuesday, Greg Clark, 63, referred to black soccer players as colored, an outdated and offensive term that sparked outrage. Called out for his language during the meeting, Clark apologized and backpedaled, blaming time spent in the United States where he was required to use a phrase, people of color. He said, making him trip over my words. Sanjay Bahadari, chairman of anti-racism soccer organization, Kick It Out, said he was extremely disappointed by Clark's remarks. His use of outdated language to describe black and Asian people as colored is from decades ago and should remain consigned to the dustbin of history, Bahandari said. It's completely unacceptable. Look how old this guy is. This poor guy. He had no idea what he was going to get himself into. Later, speaking about diversity within English soccer, Clark, who is also vice president of international soccer body FIFA, not for long because he's under attack, said South Asians and Afro-Caribbean people had different career interests. If you go to the IT department of the FA, there's a lot more South Asians than there are Afro-Caribbeans. They have different career interests, he told the committee, referring to the Football Association. Slip of the tongue, was it? Awful, just awful. Former soccer Darren Bent, who is black, tweeted after Clark's comments. Clark also referred to being gay as a lifestyle choice, and while paraphrasing, said female players at young age just don't like having the ball kicked at them hard. The professional network Women in Football said his comments were outdated and stereotypes. Yeah, they're outdated, but he's old. That shouldn't excuse that behavior, but this poor guy. Women in Football tweets, the only balls you need to play in football are these two, referring to soccer balls. He resigned hours later. My unacceptable words in front of Parliament were a disservice to our game, Clark said in a statement later Tuesday. I'm deeply saddened that I have offended those diverse communities in football, and I and other work so hard to include. British Sports Minister Nigel Huddleston acknowledged Clark's comments had caused deep offense and said he was right to stand down. So this is where I have problems with these things. For whatever reason, the wokey left media people and all the nut jobs on Twitter and everywhere go crazy, and they don't allow forgiveness. This is where I have a problem, is we need to forgive. Just forgive. And we don't. And that's where our world is headed. We can't forgive. That's just how we roll. That's just how we roll. We just don't forgive. It's a big deal. The Football Association confirmed Clark's resignation and since appointed Peter McCormick as the interim chairman. The governing body said it was absolutely committed to tackling discrimination, while FIFA did not immediately respond to a request for comment. British soccer, like sports globally, has been wounded by the ongoing coronavirus pandemic. Games were tentatively restarting some. I don't want to paint a picture of what we're living on. We're living in a coronavirus pandemic. Got it. There's lockdowns. Got it. Black Lives Matter demonstrations all over the place. Got it. We know what's going on. It's bad. It's horrible. We're in it. Talk about this in 10 years and we'll reread it. Clark's comment also follows remarks made by Northern Irish lawmaker Lord Kilclooney, who faced heavy criticism Monday for now deleting tweet referring to the Vice President-elect Kamala Harris as the Indian. Not all agree with the criticism of Clark. Former England World Cup star John Barnes, who is a Jamaican heritage. So here is someone that actually is forgiving. And they, of course, they put this at the very end because it's not newsworthy. It doesn't make good news, but I'm going to read this again. Former England World Cup star John Barnes, who is of Jamaican heritage, told NBC News that Clark's comments were likely a slip of the tongue, perhaps due to him being a particular age, and the public scrutiny should instead focus on his intentions. If you look to nitpick over situations like that, we lose great ability and possibility of really getting to the crux of inequality, Barnes said. Yes, he's clumsy in what he's actually saying because of the way he's been conditioned to think, but then to be called a racist and homophobe and a sexist is, I think, disingenuous and insincere. Yes, amen to that, John Barnes. We can't function as a society if we're not trying to really seek the ability to have real change and judge people by what they do, not what they say or a slip of the tongue. And I'm not saying what he said it was, proper or whatever, and maybe he shouldn't be in a leadership role like that, but they're going to come after him and they're not going to stop. And he's probably going to lose that FIFA job because they don't stop. They won't stop. So that, it is what it is. It's sad that we're going to live in this world of we're going to crucify you. And when we live in this world of let's just destroy as many people as possible, it doesn't fix anything. It doesn't fix anything at all.